Hello there guys, in this lesson we'll learn about the unary operators, the arithmetic operators, and the assignment operator. So without further ado, let's start. First let me declare an integer. Let's give it a name like a. Now if we would print this integer right now, then what we would get it would be the value 0, because we haven't assigned any value to this integer. Now it depends from the compiler, because if we are using autocompilers we might get some random numbers, but this compiler would assign 0 to this integer. Now, let us say we want to assign a value to this integer. Well, we use the assignment operator equals 3. What this operator does is it stores the value that it is on its right, to what is on its left. We can use more sophisticated terms. We are storing the value of the operand on its right to the operand on its left. In this case, we are storing 3 to a. If we would build it and run it, what we see here is we get the value 3. We can also do it like this. We can assign it later, for example, assign it 2. And what we get is the output 2. Now we can use it multiple times, and the only one that is going to be stored here would be 4, because we are storing first 2, then we are storing 1, and the 2 is actually basically deleted, and then we are storing 4, and the 1 is actually deleted. And as we see here, we get the output 4. Now, okay, good, we can assign a value to this integer, but can we do more? Yeah, of course, yes. So let me assign a value here, is equal to 3. Now I want this to increase it from 3 to 5. How can I do so? Well, we can write a is equal, we are using assignment operator, a plus 2. Here we are using the addition operator. What this does is that it adds two operands with each other. In this case, we are adding the value that this a has with the value 2. The output will be 5, and this will be stored to a. So if we are compiling it and running it, as we see here, we get the value 5. We can also use the subtraction operator to subtract things. As we see here, we get the output 1. We can use the multiplication operator, which, as the name suggests, it multiplies things, operands. Division operator. Now, division operator is a little bit special here, because if we divide 3 by 2, then normally we would get 1.5. But this 1.5 is a double or a float. We will learn about this later, but just since integers can have only whole numbers, we would get only the whole part, which is 1. That is why we get 1 here and not 1.5. We'll learn about this later. We also have the modulo operator. Now the modulo operator is a little bit special because it's a mathematical term. What it does, it gives us the remainder of a division. In this case, 3 divided by 2 would be equal to not 1.5, but 2 multiplied by 1 plus 1. This here is the remainder. That is why by this expression here, we would get the output 1. As we see here, we get the output 1. If we were using something like divided by 5, and we are using a value like 13 here, the remainder would be 3. Because if we do the calculation here, 13 divided by 5 is equal to 2 times 5, plus 3. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. 10 plus 3 is equal to 13. So this is everything about the modulo operator. It's quite useful, to be honest, and we are going to use it a lot. Now there are also some other operators which are like shortcuts. So instead of writing all this, we can just write it like this: modulo equals 5, and it's the same as writing it the long way, but just it's a shorter version. We can use it with everything, like the addition operator, the subtraction operator, the division operator, and even the multiplication. Everything works the same. Nothing changes here. It's just a shorter version for us to write instead of writing the long way, like a multiplied by 5. Now, I also want to talk about the unary operators. The unary operators are the addition, and subtraction. What this actually does is the same as Instead of using this, we could use a is equal to a plus 1. So it only adds one integer, or it subtracts one integer. In this case, we would get 14, but instead of writing it like this, which is kind of long, we just write plus plus. And as we see here, we get the same value, 14. We can use it with subtraction, minus minus. And what we get here is 12. So remember, we can only add or subtract one value with this operator. So this is everything about operators, guys. See you next time.